Welcome to the man cave, guys, and what we're going to do today is try and get this thing started. This is a 1972, I think it is, wheel horse Raider 12. So let's have a quicker look at what we got. There she is. She ain't been run for a number of years. So, and I remember the last time I used it, the float was leaking on it. It was piddling petrol out the float bowl, and I took the bottom of the carb off, and the float was a brass float, and that was, had a hole in, so that was filling up with petrol. So I've got a new float which I got here. There she is. So we're going to put this float in. I'm going to have to, first job is take the battery off in here and charge him up. Yeah, we'll put the float in. I'm going to try and do it without taking the carb off. I'm hoping I can come around the other side and take this air filter off and get in from this side and get the bottom off the float bowl. Hoping I can manipulate it in. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So, bear with me a little while and I will get the battery off and then I'll start the video again. See you in a bit. So, what we're going to do, I'll put the mar over a sheet. So we've got to get the air cleaner off now. And I think there's a couple of 10mm bolts underneath. I've took the battery off and got that on charge. So we'll see. Where's my 10mm ratchet? Is that 10? No, they're screwdrivers. Right. Thing with these old, this is a proper American wheel horse. That ain't the, that's not the Mickey Mouse ones that came later on with Toro. This is one of the proper, I think these were built in, excuse me, I think these were built in Illinois, I think. But I know these are really sturdy, well-made things with girder chassis. Alright, what are we going to do? What size is that? I think we need a 13mm for here. Our friends over the pond would say a 1/2 inch, but I'm afraid this side of the water we don't deal in 1/2 inch so much. That's actually 14mm. Right. The reason I'll put a sheet on the floor, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, I'll put a blue sheet on the floor. That's simply because there's nothing worse than taking something to pieces and something fall. Because gravity is going to be working against me here. This is the problem. Gravity is going to be working against me. I hope there's no petrol in there. Well, there won't be any petrol in this, I doubt, because that's, even the float ball is spinning on the bolt. Look. Yeah, she's bony dry. So this thing has not been ran for a long time. So I'm hoping it's going to run all right. I think I'm going to need a new fibre washer on there. Yep, I shall have to find one before I put him back together. So what we've got to do is get this old float out. There's a wire here, look, I wonder if I can use that to, what really needs to happen is the petrol pipe really ought to come off. Thing is, that's gone brittle. Come on. This petrol pipe is, oh yes. Yeah, this petrol pipe actually is totally buggered. It's gone so brittle Yeah, look at that. That petrol pipe has totally perished away. It's gone really stiff. That petrol pipe is rigid. Whatever's going on with it. Sure. Yeah, that bit of petrol pipe is really buggered. So this is the float I got to change. But you know, as soon as I take that out, the needle is going to go and drop out, and it's going to drop somewhere, and I've got to just hope I can find it. Hope I can find it. Right, we've now got to pull the little pin out. That's what holds the float in. So we'll put him there, and I guarantee you that needle, oh hang on, the needle has actually stayed up there. Yes, good. So helping me out, the needle's actually stayed up in its seat. So we've got to see if this is the right float. Oh, bag inside a bag, look. So let's just see. Yep, that looks pretty, slightly different on the fittings, but I'm hoping that's going to work. And I'm also hoping that that needle is going to stay jammed up in its hole, because that's going to save me a world of hurt. So we've got a new float. Oh, they even give us a new float pin with it. Let's have a compare. Yeah, I think that's about right. Size is the same. Width is just about the same. So that all depends if she'll fit up in there. I think what we might have to do is nip it a tiny bit, because these have spread a little bit, so we'll give it a tiny little nip. Right, we do have a flap on the back here, which I don't think we need, because that's going to stop the float working properly, this little flap at the back. So I think this little flap here need to come off, and I've got to try and take it. Oh, it's a brass float, you see, and I don't want to risk damaging it, because if you crack the solder welds on these, they leak and you're back to square one. There you go. Come on, get in there. Get in there. There you go. Now, will that needle drop down? Yep, the needle's dropped. So let me go grab a bit of petrol pipe, then we can test our shutting off. Right, we've grabbed a bit of petrol pipe. Is that the right size? Oh yes, that ain't too bad at all. Right, now if I blow through this, will that shut off? Yep, that's perfect. That is perfect. So, just got to get the float bowl back on. I need my fibre washers now, because I'm going to need a fibre washer to go back over these. So let me grab them. Alright, we're back again with an assortment of fibre washers. Now I've got to find one that fits over here. Bit too small. Ah, look at that, perfect. Fits over there, an absolute treat. Fits in there. Sweet. Right, we're back on. There you go. So that's got the float on. Now we just need a piece of petrol pipe. And that petrol pipe was not square, that end. I'm going to chop it off square. There we go. So we want there to, we want that pretty tight to hold it. So there to there, I think. So we put the bottom piece on and the top piece on. There you go. That is our petrol pipe fitted. So, yeah. We should be good to go. I think the next thing is put a bit of petrol in this, prime it up using the little prime switch, and then we can put the battery on, air filter, and see if she starts. Right, we've got some petrol. Now a guy really should use a funnel for this job, but I won't bother doing that. We'll just make a mess and spill it everywhere, so when we turn the key she fly a fire. Well, there we go. She's about half full. There we go. And we need to, it's a good point actually, I'll pull this pipe off and just, hopefully you can see what I'm doing in here. I've got to flick this little toggle and that should prime petrol up till that come out the top. Is there a petrol tap on this? Yep, there is a petrol tap on there which appears to be open. Right, it don't appear that we're getting a lot of petrol out. So let me get a pair of pliers, take the main fuel line off. Right, we've definitely got petrol coming up here now. Come on. Come on, girl. Ah, there we go. Yeah, she's primed. So getting back on. That petrol pipe isn't tight enough. That's leaking. But that might get us out of the muddle. But I think this whole bit of pipe, will that go back on just to get us out of a muddle? I don't know. Because that new bit of petrol pipe is too big. It's a bit of car pipe which is too big. And will this hold petrol? No. I don't think I've got a smaller piece of petrol pipe. All the petrol pipe I've got is car stuff this size. Let me see if I can find a bit. So, a guy has managed to find a bit of pipe, which I pinched off another wheel horse, which has got clips on it. So I'm hoping, and that's still coming out. We really need a new bit of pipe, but the man hasn't got a new bit of pipe. So in man cave style, we're going to try and tighten the clip, and it still piddles out. Right. Yeah, that's really not good, is it? Well, that was good as well. I don't even think I've got a Jubilee clip small enough for that. So a guy's found a piece of pipe which will go on there, but it's a bit small, this piece. if I manage to borrow it, come on, off another engine. Because in man cave style, I'm very unprepared when I do my videos. I never thought that I'd need another piece of pipe. Nope, that ain't working either. I was hoping to make a shortcut and get a piece of pipe to fit, but I think I'm going to have to resign myself to the fact that I haven't got a new bit of pipe here. What are we going to do? Right, last chance. I know, this is getting annoying to watch. I found a piece of pipe. Ah, look at that. That is the right size pipe. Excellent. So we're on the bottom. Oh, she's a tough old bit of pipe. She is on the top. Oh, look at that. There you go. We finally have a piece of pipe. Right, that should have primed. We seem to be dripping on the float bowl somehow. I don't know why she's dripping on the bowl. Right, I think we got it. I think we've got it. So folks, yeah, that's just a bit of residual petrol dripping down there. So let's see. One in. And right. Cool. That air cleaner has seen better days, but it'll do. We're not flying to the moon, she's just a lawnmower. Alright. She appears to be back together. 4 different pipes I had to try before I found one I managed to find that fits. Oh, the joys of working on old stuff. Alright, I better go and get the battery, and hopefully that's got enough charge in where we can try this thing. I really ought to do something and change the spark plug, but I ain't going to do that. Throttle's all free. So I'll get the battery and we'll get it on and see if it works, mate. So we're getting the battery sled in. Bear in mind, this battery has only had about the length of this video to charge, so I very much doubt it's got enough in it to charge it. So we might have to end up on jump leads, if I can even get jump leads in here, because that's a really confined space in here, guys. that terminal of the battery on when I got this one. And I bet this isn't going to have enough power in here to turn this over at all. Have I lost a washer off here? For some reason this nut is not tightening all the way up now. It's like I've lost a little washer. I'll go and find one. Right. This should give us enough now. My pliers, here we go. Get in there and hold that. Only thing with garden tractors, they're really tight on space. Right, she's tight. Now, is there enough power in this battery? I'm guessing. Where are we? That's the choke. Choke on. We have a click. Right, we have a hell of a squeal. I think we need to put a bit of duck oil around the place and see how we go. So we've got the fabulous duck oil. I think we're just going to give this a little squirt about. The old starter motor did sound most certainly a bit gammy. Yeah, everything sounded a bit gammy. I'll give everything a little squirt. Right. I don't know. Right, we've got a battery on charge. We've got some jump leads on her now. If I can get my foot out of the way of them. Let's see if we've got any more go. Oh dear. Come on. Start sticking. Ah. We have some spit. Come on, girl. This starter motor is definitely after years of sitting idle, and we've got new leak. She's burning some rubbish off. Well, there you go, that's how sweet she runs. Sort of. Well, she was there. I'll get her going again, but at least we know she runs. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll probably come back when I've got this thing running a bit better. Bye-bye for now. Right, after a quick clean of the spark plug and a bit more oil and lubricating the starter motor, that weren't spinning over really quick enough, she's away. And this is how she runs. How she's always run. Well, we now got to test out on it and see if it actually moves under its own steam. Should do. It should do. So let me move the tripod over here. And we'll see if she moves on her own steam. She should do. If you're not familiar with wheel horses, these are basically 8-speed, they call them. Because we've got a high ranger in now. There's a low range here, which is how quick she moves in low. I'll go in high. High is a bit like normal. And we'll take the old girl for a ride around the field. We'll go third gear. And off we know second gear. Let's go third. There we go. We're away. Now, am I going to try and be ambitious and see if I can get the cutter deck to work? Because you can see that cutter deck is dry and dusty. I think I might try and engage that. So let's stop here. If you're unfamiliar with how these cutter decks work on these wheel horses, I'll show you. You've got your horizontal crank. This is a fixed pulley. It's on a clutch. Behind there is the engine pulley. I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, you can see in the back the pulley's turning. When this arm pulls in, it turns this pulley, which turns this belt, which comes around this doohickey here. A strange double pulley, which converts it from horizontal drive to vertical drive. Stop going to the cutter deck. So that's one continuous belt, comes around here, around this big pulley thing, and up here to here. So when this turns, this will turn, the cutter deck will turn, providing the cutter deck's not seized up. Now this is going to be quite noisy, so I hope you can hear me. I've got to have the engine on full power. Alright, we're up in the power. There's the clutch lever. You watch. What's that pulley? Start to turn that. There it goes. There you go. Look at that. Oh, that's working. Looks like this, guys. There you go. That stops. Put it on again. Turn the car deck on. So yeah, I hope you can hear that. I know that's very noisy, especially on camera. That microphone's going to pick all that up. So the cutter deck work, brakes work. Yeah, brakes are good. So we're off. So I'm going to end the video there, guys. I know half this video was me trying to find a bit of petrol pipe, but this is man cave style. I come into these videos very unprepared with using what we've got to hand. So yeah, I'm going to sign off now. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please push the like button if you like the video. Do the little thumbs up, it does help. And at some point I'm going to be starting all these old cars as well. All these old cars, including that old Vauxhall what's in the back. And that old Europa what's over there. You've already seen the tractor on a video. That was on one of my other videos. If you haven't seen it, go through the channel and look for it. Right, that's going to be me signing off. This is the Man Cave. Have a happy 2021, so it's New Year's Day in a few days' time, and I'll see you again soon.